Hello and welcome to the Mass Tort Update. A lot of news and very contentious news this week. The European Medicines Agency has recommended the suspension of the marketing authorization for Bextra. A small study in Texas found that Ritalin and other stimulants given to children could increase their risk of developing cancer. U.S. federal government agencies are investigating. In safety warnings, an FDA safety officer told Congress that a possible link between Viagra and blindness in some men was known more than 13 months before it was reported in a scientific journal. Pfizer, of course, denies any link. A story appearing in this week's Star Ledger disclosed a confidential Merck memo from 2000 showing Vioxx increased the risks for heart attacks. And in new cases, a Texas attorney general sues Merck for fraud in connection with the sale of Vioxx. The Washington Legal Foundation filed a judicial ethics complaint against an Alabama judge who accepted large campaign contributions from attorneys pursuing wrongful death Vioxx lawsuits. Now, I wonder where that came from. An activist physician group files a lawsuit in Virginia against the dairy industry, claiming that they fraudulently told people that they could shed pounds by consuming more dairy products. Oh, Ilsa the cow. And in legal decisions, the Texas trial court turned down Merck's request for an adjournment of next week's Vioxx trial. Merck alleged prejudice as a result of the Texas AG lawsuit earlier in the week. And the Mississippi Supreme Court ruled that Mississippi law does not protect the tobacco industry from lawsuits under that law. And a federal judge recommended throwing out almost 10,000 diagnoses of silicosis by ruling that the doctors manufactured their findings. That's a tough one. And the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that diversity jurisdiction applies to all members of a class as long as one of the members clears the statutory hurdle for monetary damages. And in settlements, the state of Rhode Island reached a historic settlement with DuPont in its lead paint case. DuPont has agreed to fund state education programs concerning lead paint, and the rest of the case against the rest of the defendants continues. Congratulations. Allstate agreed to pay $34 million in restitution and a fine to settle claims by insurance regulators in California that it overcharged about 250,000 policies over 5 years. And in legislation affecting consumer rights, the Oregon Senate has passed a bill to allow more Vioxx victims to sue. Wow. And some U.S. insurers are trying to back away from the industry pledge to put up $46 billion for an asbestos compensation fund. More on asbestos legislation next week. Should you have any questions or have any comments, please click on the box below and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.